The early medieval period of Indian history is roughly from 650 to 1206 AD. This period is marked by political fragmentation or emergence of different regional polities in Indian subcontinent. Some of the most influential polities that emerged in this particular time period are the Rashtrakuts and Chalukyas. The Rashtrakuta dynasty and the Chalukya dynasty ruled over the Deccan area. The time period roughly coincides into the early medieval period. The Rashtrakuta dynasty ruled from around 755 AD till 975 AD in Deccan area. This particular dynasty is well known for their continuous clash with different other contemporary dynasties, namely Chalukyas and Gurjara Pratiharas, as well as Gangas and Pallavas. Some well-known rulers of Rashtrakuta dynasty are, one is Krishna I, who actually contributed in building several temples in Deccan area. Amokvarsha I is a well-known poet. He wrote Kavi Raja Marga. Dhruva I was another important ruler of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. He defeated other rulers of the Gangas, Pallavas, Palas and Pratihara dynasties. Then there was another influential ruler of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, Indra III, and he took over Kanauj area. Krishna III, another dynasty, occupied Kanchi. Rashtrakuta dynasty came to an end in around 975 AD when they were defeated by Chalukya ruler Taila I. So Rashtrakuta dynasty's emergence happened after the defeat of Chalukya dynasty, and they were decisively defeated by the Chalukya dynasty's ruler Taila I. So that makes both the dynasties, Rashtrakuta dynasty and Chalukya dynasty, contemporary as well as competitor for the Deccan area. When it comes to the Chalukya dynasty is further divided into two parts, Western Chalukyas and Eastern Chalukyas. The Western Chalukya dynasty's seat of power was Badami or Batapi, which is in present-day Karnataka. The Eastern Chalukya dynasty ruled over the eastern coast of India, which is roughly present-day Andhra Pradesh. Here, Vangi was the seat of power. The Western Chalukyas ruled from around 543 to 757 AD initially, and then they were defeated by the Rashtrakuts. They again were revived under Taila I's leadership. So the second phase of Chalukyan dynasty, Western Chalukyas, is from around 975 AD till 1189 AD. Whereas the Eastern Chalukya dynasty ruled from around 624 AD till 1070 AD. The Eastern Chalukyan region was taken over by the Cholas. The Chalukyas were, especially the Western Chalukyas, they were constantly competing with the Pratiharas, Palas, Pallavas and Rashtrakuts. Eastern Chalukya region was, they reigned over coastal areas and the capital was Vengi. In the 11th century, they became feudatory of the Cholas. The most important contribution of the Chalukyas was in context of architecture. Often they are credited for innovating the Vesara style of temple architecture. This Vesara style of temple architecture is basically a mixture of Nagara style of temple architecture and Dravidian style of temple architecture. Nagara style of temple architecture is most common in present-day Orissa and northern India, whereas the Dravidian style of temple architecture was common in the temples built under the Pallavas and Cholas. So we have seen temples that were built and also temples that were carved out from different natural caves. At Aihole, Megudi and Pattadakal, we have seen several temple complexes developed. Megudi temple complex is one of the biggest temple complexes built by the Chalukyas. There were several caves such as the caves at Ellora, Badami and Ravanphari. Here there were many temples that were carved out during Chalukyan reign. Some of these temples had Sandhara and some of the others had Nirandhara types of architecture. Sandhara means basically having Pradakshina Patha, Nirandhara means not having any Pradakshina Patha. In case of Shikhara, we see either the influence of southern Dravidian Vimana or northern Rekha Nagara. Sometimes both the influences were present in the temples. Shikhara. We have also seen Kadamba Chalukyan Shikhara present in some of these temples. So this image is an example of a Chalukyan temple where Vesara style temple architecture, where the pillars are relatively shorter compared to the Nagara or Dravidian style of temple architecture. The Shikhara itself also gives a pyramidal influence of the Dravidian style of temple architecture. We also see that the structure, the pyramidal structure, also had some of the finer details available. So both Nagara style, where the pillars are present, and the Dravidian style of pyramidal shikharas are present in this temple.